Hey Disney friends, it's Amber with MickeyTravels. I'm going to do an updated frequently asked questions that I get video. I know I posted one a few years ago and things change and I like to keep things fresh on this channel. And since I haven't done one in a while, I thought I would come back with some questions. Some are going to be the same, some are going to be new since things are happening that are brand new. So I hope I can help answer some of those things for you. So stick around. All right, and I know I say this in every video and I'm completely sorry, but I'm a list maker and I wrote everything out ahead of time, and like I always say, I've got a lot to cover in a little time. So I'm gonna go through as many questions as I can with you in as little time as possible to hopefully get as much done as I can in a shorter video. I know sometimes if you sit there and watch a 20-minute video, you get distracted, and plus people have attention spans of 20 seconds, so let's go. All right, number one question I get all the time. Best time to go to Disney World? And I guess this could really be answered with Disneyland as well. So there are three things you have to consider when you want to go to Disney World. In no particular order: weather, crowds, and promotions. And the promotions are going to be the ones that are hard to predict. You do have sources online to help you with the crowd predictions, such as crowd calendars with various people. I know there are a few online that are pretty reliable. Weather is a little different, and what I mean with weather is summertime is completely hot and humid, and you have rain every single day, and then hurricane season is something else you want to think about. The bad thing is that usually one of the better promotions of the year is offered during that hurricane season, so you have to weigh your options. There is travel insurance for the Walt Disney World Company, through the Walt Disney World Company, so you can think about that too if the hurricane is an issue. Now in California, it's a lot different because they don't have that type of weather there. Year round, it's pretty consistent, and they don't offer as many promotions at Disneyland. So if I was going to put months down, I would say January through February, not including holidays or marathon weekends. And I would also say a little bit in early March, late May, and then the fall are typically the times that I usually recommend to people. And the key thing here is that Disney will always have crowds. So you're just gonna have to pick your battles when they might be a little less. That's what it's all about. Disney World's always gonna be crowded. What is free dining and when is it? And are you psychic to know when exactly it's going to happen? No, just kidding. It's about that time of year right now. I'm getting all the emails asking me when free dining will be. I unfortunately don't have that connection with the company that I can tell you if free dining is going to come back or what the dates are. But rumors are circulating. So free dining is typically in the fall, and what that does is Disney will offer a free dining package if it qualifies. So if you've already booked, you can still apply this. More than likely, it's going to be like 2 or 3 nights stay. Recently, you've had to have park hopper tickets. If you stayed at a value or a moderate, you get a free quick service meal. If you stayed at a deluxe, you get the free regular dining plan. And if you've already booked and you want to apply that, you do need to consider that you would be paying the up fee if you booked before ticket prices changed. Typically, what's happened is most of September is included, October has been excluded, and random days in November and December are there. Again, this is all from past experience. I do not know what 2018 free dining will bring to us, but if you stick around and go to my Facebook page, the second we hear and it is officially released, I am on the computers for my present clients and I will post immediately on there what is entailed in the free dining package. So the big key thing here is do not book a trip anticipating free dining. The goal is to try to book your package at what you can afford, and then if free dining happens, it's a nice little added touch for you. If you do have more questions about free dining, I do think I have a previous video about it when it was released last year. I did a live chat, so you can check out that video. I get this one a lot, and I tend to not specifically answer it just because I'm kind of torn on whether or not I should answer it. How do you become a Disney travel agent? Well, there are tons of agencies out there, and so the key thing I say is you need to do your research and find one that's the best fit for you. I've been going to Disney for years, and I know a lot of people go a few times and fall in love with it and want to become an agent for it. It just depends on if the agency is looking for someone that is more responsible, maybe hasn't gone as much, or is looking for that person that goes all the time. It just depends. So a key thing for me to tell people is just to do your research and find a company that fits for you. I am with a ton of other agents. I'm not my own company, but MickeyTravels is our agency, and we have about 100 of us. But you can visit our website and find out more information about our agency there. I know we're currently not hiring, but that doesn't mean you cannot apply. How do your services become free? Well, Disney actually pays me for clients that I book. So I don't charge my clients any fees to work with me. I'll do anything they want planning wise, as far as booking dining, fast passes, adding requests, etc. They're more than welcome to do that as well and just use me for any questions they have. But Disney will actually pay me for the clients that I book. So that's why it's easy for me to not charge, because I am getting paid by Disney. So a lot of people are shocked by that. They're like, you work so hard and you're on the email all the time with us. Well, it's okay. I'm not technically doing it for free, but for you, it's definitely free. Is the Memory Maker worth it? And the Memory Maker is the photo package that comes at $169 to be added to your Disney package. Memory Maker is completely worth it. It will be all of the professional photos taken with the photographers on property, so like in front of the castle or the Epcot ball, etc. Anything that they've taken professionally in a dining location, such as Cinderella's Royal Table, and then all your attraction photos and videos. And the cool thing is those normally automatically sync to your Magic Bands because they have the readers in the cars. So you'll have like upwards of 400 to 500 photos, and I think that's amazing for the price. So you'll have 30 days after you come back to download all of those digitally and then use them as you please. If you have multiple families going, this is huge because you can link all of your accounts together and just have one Memory Maker. So you can even split that $169 cost for it. What are your must-do dining locations and fast passes? So this one, I've tried to answer multiple times. I've done several video series on this, on what my favorite dining locations are and fast passes. So quickly, I just thought I'd give you some of my personal favorites, and do need to update with the fast passes since we've got some new changes coming. So my favorite dining locations and ones that I recommend out of Hollywood Studios is Sci-Fi Dine-In, Magic Kingdom if you're not doing Cinderella's Table or Be Our Guest. I love Crystal Palace and I love Liberty Tree Tavern. At Epcot, if you're not going to do a character meal such as Akershus or Garden Grill, I would highly check out Teppan Edo, which is in Japan. And at Animal Kingdom, there is Tusker House, which is a character location, but we love Yak and Yeti. And so these are all places I've personally had. Now, if you're staying or looking for something in the hotels, Ohana is probably my favorite there. And of course, most of those that I've said are really difficult to get with the exception of a few. So that's why, with those being so difficult, that's the ones that I tend to book really early for clients that need assistance finding those. So fast passes, I usually encourage at Magic Kingdom, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Peter Pan's Flight if you have little ones, and then one of the mountains. At Animal Kingdom, you want to pick one of the Avatar. Flight of Passage is the longest waits right now. And then Expedition Everest and the Safari would be my other two. At Epcot, I encourage Frozen because of the waits, but Soarin' is a personal favorite. You can only pick one of those two, or Test Track because they're in Tier 1. And then at Epcot, you can pick anything for the others. The waits are really short. Do not fast pass Imagination. That's a short ride. Maybe the character meet and greet would be a good choice. And now at Toy Story, we do know the tiers for the new Toy Story, or at Hollywood Studios, we now know the Tier 1 attractions for Toy Story Land. So all the Toy Story rides will be Tier 1, and Rock and Roller Coaster has moved down to Tier 2. So you could pick one Toy Story ride, which will be the Slinky Dog Coaster, the Flying Saucers, or Toy Story Mania, and then Tier 2 would be Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror, Star Tours, any of those. So I guess my picks, since I've already done Toy Story Mania quite a bit, because that was always my number one pick there, would probably be Slinky Dog, and then I would go Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower of Terror for my other two there. If you have younger kids, I do have a video series devoted to smaller rides to Fast Pass. What are the best apps to use in the park? The Disney World app does update wait times, so that's something you want to make sure you have because you will have your entire package linked there as well, and can make new Fast Passes on that. I also know there are a few free apps that do have the menus and wait times on it, so check into those too. Should I wait for a promotion to book my Disney World package? No. And because it's so easy to modify your reservation, especially if you have someone else doing it for you, why wait? Some of the rooms do sell out quickly, such as the Little Mermaid rooms at Art of Animation, so it would make sense to go ahead and book your package and then just have that modified if something does come out. But again, do not rely on a promotion. Should I just book the room or what? You need to try to book an entire package. I know a lot of people are wondering about 2019, which that's a question I have on here. So I will touch base about booking room only versus package in a little bit. Are the parties worth it? And I'm talking about the fireworks dessert parties, the Mickey's Not So Scary, and the Very Merry Christmas. Personally, love Very Merry Christmas. I went this past November. And the Halloween party is actually, I heard, better. So I definitely recommend those. They range from about $75 to $100 per ticket on those, but completely worth it. Smaller crowds, rides are open, character meet and greets, free food, awesome. For dessert parties, some of them are worth it, some of them may not be. Just depends on if you're celebrating something special and want that extra touch of magic. I've done the Illuminations dessert party. The view is fantastic. That is one of my favorite fireworks one of my favorite fireworks shows. Happily Ever After has 2 viewing locations. One is standing only. Epcot also has a Frozen dessert party, which gets you on the ride as well. So something to think about. And there's a Star Wars one also at Hollywood Studios that's seasonal, so check into that. Ranging anywhere from $35 to $90. They have ones that are personal cruises that are on Seven Seas Lagoon at Magic Kingdom. So a wide variety, something to think about if you want a more personal experience and maybe something special for something going on during your stay. What other destinations do you book besides Disney World? Well, as I previously said, Disney in California is one that I do book often. I have lots of people consider it, and with Disneyland, it's more of a local park. A lot of locals go, but I do have lots of clients that go there. I also book Aulani in Hawaii, Vero Beach. I also book the Disney cruises, which is something to think about too. The ones in Florida, Alaska, the ones in Europe, all of those. And I now book Disney Adventures by Disney, which travels all over the world. So if you are considering something overseas and want a tour guide type, a tour guided experience, contact me and we can take a look at some prices and options there. So anywhere you want to go all over the world, even in the United States, there's some private beaches that they do have resorts at now. I can help you find something besides just parks. When will 2019 packages be available and when can I start paying on it? So the paying one is the big thing because people want to book early and pay. 2019 packages, we are unsure of official dates, but we do know usually they are released in the summer. And as long as your travel dates are 499 days in advance, we can book a package and you can start making payments on that from there. $200 to book with the entire payment or the entire package price due 30 days before arrival. So some people want to book now. They say, well, it's 499 days before I can book the room only. The problem with that is if you are booking the room only but actually want dining tickets and everything together, once those are released, you'd have to do a refund. That room would have to be canceled and then rebook. So it's not reserving your room because that room goes back into the filter. So it's actually worth it to just wait until packages are released. I tell all my clients it's better to do that. I actually have a 2019 wait list right now. So if you are thinking about going in 2019, message me on Facebook or email me your email and I'll add you that and you'll be in the know about a month before with a planning email with all sorts of information. Are annual passes worth it? So the typical thing here is if you're going to be at Disney World or Disneyland for 10 or more days, then yes, the annual passes are worth it. The trick here is that you can actually buy 10 days worth of tickets on a package, and then when you get to Disney World, you can pay the difference from the annual pass to what you've already paid. So it does save you a little bit because you're able to make payments that way, rather than paying the whole fee up front when buying annual passes. What are the best themed rooms at Disney World? So we have the Royal Guest Rooms at Port Orleans Riverside, which I've stayed in and do have videos on this channel about. You also need to think about the Art of Animation. They have the Little Mermaid Standards, which are the quickest rooms on property to book, specifically in the value sections. They have Lion King Suites that hold 6, Nemo, and Cars. And because those are in a value resort though, keep in mind the price is higher, they are suites. So if you have a family of 5, it actually would be cheaper to stay at a moderate than a suite at the Art of Animation. Other themed rooms, Caribbean Beach has a Pirates of the Caribbean room, which the bed is a boat. Otherwise, more of your deluxe resorts are going to be more about the amenities rather than the theming. So if you're wanting something very Disney-fied, you want to maybe consider the value and moderate resorts. And then if you're looking for something more relaxing and just nicer in general, then think about the deluxe resorts. Okay, and the last question I have, I feel like I've been flying and I do talk very fast, so I apologize there. What do you do at Disney World during your non-park days? So Disney Springs is fantastic. Tons of dining, tons of shopping, lots of entertainment things to do down there. Cirque du Soleil, I know recently closed. I believe they're bringing that back. There's a movie theater, bowling alley, live entertainment, tons of stuff to do. And from any resort on property, you just take a bus to get to it. You can also go to one of the water parks at Disney World. There's putt-putt golf. And then, of course, there are other attractions in the Orlando area, but do keep in mind that Disney is not affiliated with those. And so you'd have to find your own transportation if you did not have your own car. That's something else I get asked a lot. People want to do Universal and Disney together, but I personally only book Disney destinations. But if you are trying to do a dual vacation, I can help you with the Disney part and then point you in the right direction for the other one. This cleared some things up that you may have had on your mind. I know I get these questions all the time, specifically about are things worth it and when to go, and the becoming an agent thing. That's ones I get often. So hopefully this will help in your planning. And if you have any other questions, again, I'm always able to answer those for you, even if you're not working with me, but I would love to work with you. So if you're interested in my planning services, see my information below. You can contact me there. Remember that 2019, we are starting to do that. So if you're thinking about going then, contact me about that. And then any other basic questions you have, leave them in the comments below. I try to get to those quickly, or check out my other pages, Facebook and or email. Have a magical day. I will see you guys really soon. And it's almost summer, so hopefully you'll be hearing from me a few more times before I head out to Disney World to check out Toy Story Land. Have a magical day. I will talk to you really soon.